is Traceyhd, and I want to thank you for joining me for the March 2015 Gemini Monthly Tarot Reading. And as I shuffle the deck, I'm asking that all light beings, God, and angels please deliver the message that I need to relay to our viewers for the highest good of all. So take a card off the top for the beginning of the month. Okay, originally this one came upside down, so we'll leave him upside down and then we will turn him around. The middle of the month, we will pull a card from the center. Oh, wow. Reversal of cards. And for the end of the month, I'm going to pull a card from the bottom. Oh, the angels want to play a joke on me by giving me the intro card to the deck. Maybe this is meant to be a two-card reading. I don't know, but we're going to pull a third card. And here is the third card. Okay, so we begin the month, dear Gemini, with the reversed card. And this reversed card is the King of Wands. He's upside down. He's hanging upside down, the King of Wands. And when I see this King of Wands, he does have a very somber look on his face. When he's reversed, he has a different meaning, of course. This is, when it's reversed, it's representing someone who is very impatient and aggressive and is taking too many risks. Okay, this could be you, dear Gemini. I, being a Gemini myself, I know sometimes I act before I think. You know, I rarely sit back and digest, what it is that I want to do. I just want to hit the ground running, roll up my sleeves, get involved, and then I realized maybe it was a mistake. And when I step back, I realized I should have exercised a little bit of patience. So in the beginning of the month, you don't want to take the easy way out to be a success. You don't want to just throw things together. You got to think things through. You got to make up a plan. You got to follow it diligently. You got to think about your actions before you take them, because once you make a wrong action, sometimes it's hard to backpedal. Okay? This indicates someone who's looking for the easy way out, this card, when it's in reverse. And they want to get to the finish line without having to put in the hard work and dedication that it takes. This person's a con artist, trying to manipulate people into getting what he wants instead of building, on a firm foundation. He's trying to grab at things without having to put in the time and the dedication. And like I said, I know, Gemini is the sign of the go-getter, and I'm, not very patient at all. Patience is not one of my qualities, and I'm embarrassed to say that. I try to work on it as much as I can, and as life presents me with different situations, it's teaching me that patience is so necessary. You got to look before you leap. Basically, in the beginning of the month, Gemini, this is telling you not to be impatient. Do not take risks. Do not try to manipulate people to get what you need to get, because bottom line is it's going to be hard, dedicated work that's going to get you to whatever it is that you want. Whether it's a relationship, there are no shortcuts. Whether it's starting a business, there are no shortcuts. Whether it's furthering your education, these things take time. And like I said, patience might not be one of your qualities, because I know as a true Gemini myself, I lack patience quite a bit. And I'm embarrassed, like I said, to say that, but it's true. Us Geminis are very quick-witted. And like I said, we are a card of action. When it comes to us, I would say that, again, we need to look before we leap in the beginning of the month. So this way we're not backpedaling and eating our words. In the middle of the month, dear Gemini, oh, sorry about that. See how impatient he was? He didn't even want to stay here. He wanted to take that leap. Okay, the middle of the month, we have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords here. When I look at him, and there's a little bit of sun coming in on these cards. I hope you're able to see the camera picture here. The Knight of Swords. This person was also a reversed card, I believe. And with him upside down, I'm just turning him around for the purpose of you actually seeing him. He is charging forward. Okay? This Knight of Swords is eager to get where he wants to go. I mean, look at the horse is literally almost airbound. I mean, he's charging forward. He's not standing still. He's not thinking like I told him to in the beginning of the month to look before he leaps. He's just charging right into battle. He's got this grand idea that's represented by the sword, and he's going along with it on that card. However, when the card is in reverse, this Knight of Swords, of course, reversed cards take on a different meaning. The Knight of Swords here in this picture is basically, well, he's being forceful, but when he's reversed, he's an overly aggressive person with total lack of self-control. I mean, he's looking to, defend himself any way he could and take whatever aggressive action he needs to put his point across. He basically is the kind of person that will not see anyone else's point of view. And, he doesn't have any regard for anyone's opinion either. So we start out the month, dear Gemini, being very impatient, showing that we could be very aggressive in a not so nice manner by not taking into consideration what other people feel. We don't realize that we could stomp on other people's feelings just by the way we say something. It's not what we say, it could be how we say it. And again, Gemini being a sign of communication and very talkative, we really got to watch what comes out of our mouth. We should really stop and think before we say something. And then towards, of course, the end of the month, okay, let me zoom in on this card here. The end of the month is giving us the Ten of Wands. And when I look at this picture, this man is relaxing. He's down here at the bottom of the card. The Ten of Wands are above him. He's resting, okay? He looks like he fought the battle of his life, be it physical or maybe even mental. This card is a feeling of being overloaded and really struggling and knocking yourself out to make it. This is a card basically deals with somebody who's a workaholic mentally, or someone, who is very strong-willed, that doesn't want to listen to any advice. He's exhausted. He's very, very exhausted. He's struggling. So basically, what I'm seeing here is if the advice isn't given, dear Gemini, to slow down and think things through before you make any decisions, and look before you leap. Think of the consequences before you, think you're going to cut corners or take risks. Here, try to be a little bit more respectful of people's opinions and their point of view and not be so forceful. Because at the end of the month, it's just going to exhaust you. And where do you get when you're exhausted? You could be exhausted from hard work, but to me, in this picture, this man really didn't get anywhere. He really didn't. He exhausted himself by struggling and fighting and trying to get there faster than he should. So the Ten of Wands, like I said, is making you feel at the end of the month that you're overloaded, you're struggling to make it, you feel like you're spinning your wheels. You got to slow down. Don't charge off in a battle. Don't try to run people over. Take it slow, take it quiet. Realize that, hard work, diligence, dedication will pay off. And when you build a relationship or a structure, taking it step by step, you're building a firmer foundation than if you just slapped it all together and said, here it is. You got to take the time, dear Gemini, to slow down. And I know this is easier said than done because myself, I like to get right on in there and make things happen. But this month, don't be so much of a shaker and a mover. Yes, have your dreams, have your ambition, but approach it in a much calmer, quieter, steady pace so you don't end up exhausted and knocked out by the end of the month. If you've enjoyed this reading, please subscribe to my channel because I will be back.